All right, what's up, everybody? I promised a video here, um, midday or midweek update, rather, just to kind of see what's going on here. So, we discussed early on that I believe on Monday we wanted a bounce up to this 4750 to 4760 area to clean up this bad structure, right? So if we take a look and we do our fixed range from here to here, so January 4th to January 10th, um, you can see that, most of the majority we traded down very fast here. And then also when we went up this way, we traded up very fast here, right? So if we also extend it from the fixed range from here to here, let's do that right now, just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Fixed range from here to here. Hold on. Let's get rid of this. Let's try to clean these up a bit. Dun, dun, dun. All right, you can see all this, all that, how quickly we went through this whole area here. All right, very little trading, very small amounts of shares and time, right, between these two spots. This is the poor structure that we're talking about, right? Now, if we add from the top of the sell-off here down to the bottom of the sell-off, right? You can see that we still this is that little pocket, right, up to 4760. Starts right around 4730. So this is the little pocket that we want to see cleaned up. We want to see price trade a little bit further up there, and get in there, right? So what happened today? Well, today, we're not including these two candles, but this 5 day weekly profile from last week, right? You can see that we closed near the top of the value area high. Okay, like it would have been much more ideal for the bulls to get a close above 4730, because then they'd actually be in the you know the 15% range where the shares were traded versus the 70%, right? But the bulls managed to push this up towards the high of this region, right? Combine the fact that this is a semi looking inverted hammer candle. It's not the best looking, but it's certainly not the worst. Um, and we get this close, right near the top of the value area. Good odds, in my opinion, that we're going to be able to clean this up tomorrow, right? So we get PPI tomorrow, and if we can do a quick little trade up here towards this ideal spot of 4760 and clean this whole thing up, um, that's going to be a really, really good spot to short, right? And another area, right? Let's just say that if it's super bullish, another area is your 1x Bollinger Band up here at 4771, right? Now you can see what happens when we go up and we test these Bollinger Band. Anytime that we fall back in, it caps price, and then here it caused another sell-off, came back up, kept us in here, caused another sell-off, right? Finally had a decisive close. What happened? We went up, went up, went up, went up, and on January 5th we closed below it, right? So this is another really, really good spot that basically the bulls have to. You can't say new highs until we have a daily close above 47.71 again. All right, but if it does manage to get up there, then that's going to be like the most ideal spot to sell short, right? So we have multiple reasons to go higher here. As crazy as it sounds, I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but we've, we have many reasons. A lot of people want to see this right here get rejected, right? Just like right here, right here, right here. Who knows? Maybe we'll trade sideways up there. I doubt it. I don't know. I think what would happen is we might perhaps, if we manage to go this high, right, do something like this, close right below it, then have a repeat of like the November scenario. I think that would be the most, but that's assuming that it makes it there first, right? PPI might be really bad tomorrow, but ideally we've got to clean up this structure still, and there's a reason that we're back up here, right? We, in Sunday's video, I told you, look for a bounce up here, and then this is going to be the spot you want to short, right? And I said, be skeptical, if we continue to sell off here, you're going to want to buy the dip. So it was the same exact scenario where I said, over here, if we didn't, pull back towards this 46.96, be skeptical of the long, because it's got to pull back, right? Well, it's pretty much the same scenario here, right? Like we continued down, and now we're making our way back up here, and we really need to test this area out and just clean up the structure. And then once this is clean, it's like filling a gap, right? You don't have to come back here anytime soon, right? You could sell off, and we don't have to come back here for another 6-8 months, right? Like this is the scenario that you want as a bear. You don't want us just leaving this out there and then going to a sell-off, because it's going to act like a magnet as long as we're in this price range, right? So you want to clean all this crap up before we can have a very, very nice sell. So that's what I'm hoping for, guys. My thesis hasn't really changed much. I mean, I told you, in the last video that if we continued selling without testing this area, be very, very skeptical and be careful short, because this area needs to be tested. And what's happening? We're making our way back up to test this area, right? So I want to see this area tested. It could go as high as 47.71. I don't know if it will, but I definitely want to see like 47.60 trade. Ideally tomorrow, and ideally when those areas trade, they're going to be like an intraday rejection, meaning, it would be more ideal if it went up there earlier in the session and traded, and then met sellers and turned into a bearish candle, right? That would be the ideal situation, because then that means that we're going to probably get a quick sell, right? If we go up there and we just start closing at it, like over here, we're going to go sideways for a bunch of period of time, right? And that stuff is never really good. So the first test is, which I hope we get. First test is just early in the session and proves to be bearish with a rejection, and we go short. And then from there, I think we're going to really get a decent pullback here and get our 8% or so pullback from these levels, right? 47, let's just say 47.60 down to 43.30, right? You're looking at a 9% pullback. And that's a consensus. There's a few analysts out there right now that are also looking for like a 10% pullback early in the first quarter of markets. And right now, that's kind of what I'm looking at as well. Once we do that, markets can resume, and then we'll see what happens when they actually when the Fed actually does hike rates and all that good stuff. But I'm going to be loading the boat short up here if we can get there, right? And again, those levels are 47.45, 47.50, 47.60, and 47.71 being the absolute prime prime real estate to go short, right? So uh, that's what I'm looking to do, and hopefully we get it tomorrow. A little disappointed we didn't get it today. We got up there right to the beginning of the zone. You can see that we got a little bit into this structure, this 30-point range, and sold off a bit. So hopefully we can get that cleaned up tomorrow morning, no later than like 11:30, 12, and hopefully we can finally start a damn sell. And as far as how long that sell could take, it could be fairly rapid. Like I think as soon as the 50-day breaks, as soon as we have a decisive close below that, and I'll let you in on a little secret. This is a hole, an HMA, EMA with a setting of 930. You can check that out. You can see how reliable that is, right? That's been catching. That's a length of 930. It's been catching pretty much every major dip, this entire time. And you can see that when we start closing below, it brings some serious trouble, right? So we went back down there and tested that and bounced perfectly off of that on the 10th, right? But I do think all this stuff is going to fail. It's just my personal opinion. Second half of January is generally bearish. Buyback windows are over. All the money that's been deployed, it's already been deployed. So that's it, guys. I'm hoping to really take some swing shorts. Probably take end of February here. If you're a little more daring, you can take end of January. It's really up to you, but that's what I'm gonna be looking to do. All right, hit me up if you got any questions.